Hello Capricorn and welcome to the Green Women Tarot. This is your reading for the next 2 weeks, which is from the 15th to the 29th of November 2021. And it's a general reading just to see what sort of energies are around you at this time, to see what's on the cards for you. But before we delve into the tarot reading, I need to consult the oracle, and this is Madame Endora's fortune cards, which I'll be using today to draw a couple of cards from, just to start your reading off with. So let's see, what words of wisdom does the mysterious oracle have for Capricorn for the 15th to the 29th of November 2021. What messages are here for Capricorn for the next 2 weeks? What does Capricorn need to know at this time? So let's take one there, and let's take that one, and let's see what you get. Oh, serendipity. Bright new prospects are on the horizon. Serendipity, so it's good luck, things falling into place. And you've got the talisman. You are destined to succeed. Two very positive cards. Talisman was often worn, a talisman was worn for protection and guidance. And in this particular deck, it sort of denotes success. You're being guided, you're being, with serendipity as well. This is higher forces helping you on the way, guiding you forward, and something is meant to be. But let's see where the rest of the reading takes us. So let's see what's on the cards for Capricorn for the 15th to the 29th of November 2021. What messages are here for Capricorn for the next 2 weeks? What does Capricorn need to know at this time? And today I'm using the Dark Mansion Tarot for you, Capricorn, and I'll be putting down an 8-card spread with the first 2 cards depicting you in your current situation, where you are now. The next 2 cards highlight the challenges you may be facing at this time, and the following 2 cards offer you some guidance from divine energies as you move towards the final 2 cards, which may reveal your possible outcome to this time period. Will show the energies that you'll be moving towards. So let's see what you get. Oh, 3 of Swords and the Hermit. Where you are. The Devil and the 9 of Wands are your challenge. Eight of Cups is your guidance, as well as King of Swords. And you move towards the 2 of Cups and Temperance. That's lovely, actually. And there you have the Knight of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck, being practical, pausing to lay down firm foundations, set the pace at a slow, steady progress by, this is someone who's ploughed his fields, he's prepared things, he's set, grounded things, and he's knowing that it's going to take time, dedication, and patience, but because he's set down those firm foundations, it's going to be stable and bring about an abundance. But where you start with, now I get a sense, looking at this, is almost like a disappointment. It could well be a heartache through a sense of a disappointment in love that turns you inward with the Hermit here. So some disappointment creates or sort of moves you to look inwards, to take yourself away from society, away from the busyness of life, and take some time for introspection, reflection, looking within and finding the answers from within. And the challenge here, and although actually before I go on to that, I just want to say that, a sense of disappointment makes you feel like you want to be on your own. It's sort of like you almost reject company for a while. But your guidance here is not to be deluded. The devil is full of illusions and delusions. This is about feeling bound, by feeling trapped, held back. And it sort of suggests don't get stuck in this introspection. Use it carefully, wisely, utilize it in order to find that inner wisdom, that learn the lessons from whatever this disappointment was, and not to get trapped in feeling feeding on that disappointment and concentrating or focusing on the unfairness of it, or how it may have become stale and toxic. Rather set your focus on setting down new foundations, new beginnings. The Knight of Wands here with the Devil, this is about, knowing that despite this difficulty, despite this heartache, you're still standing. You may have, sort of battled to extricate yourself from a tricky or toxic situation, but you've come out still standing. And again, this may have made you set up barriers. And as a challenge, it sort of suggests that you need to move beyond that, not getting stuck in that sense of defensiveness, of anger, of retaliation, but rather walk away from it. Here you've got in your guidance row the Eight of Cups, which suggests walking away from something, turning your back on this upset, what should have been contentment and love having turned stale, letting those cups lie and moving on towards something better. And so, and that's moving on from this anger, this defensiveness, and, looking rather towards what you can quest for on a more practical and more positive way. This is about like the new light of day, that this is a nice bright card comparatively to those. It's about getting back on the horse in a practical way, and setting your quest for something practical, something that can bring about security and abundance. So it's moving on, not just on from a disappointment, but from the anger, the defensiveness, and the perhaps that sense of being stuck in that anger and defensiveness, letting that go so that you can focus on building something new. And the King of Swords here is about you getting out of your emotional state and into your headspace. The King of Swords is like the king of logic, of reasoning, and being able to act upon your deciding, making a decisive movement, drawing a line in the sand and deciding to move on, and then acting upon that in a very practical way. It's a sense I get from that. So being in the hermit position initially is, it's all very romantic, shutting yourself away and delving in deep within yourself. But then you need to take that nugget of wisdom and put it in that bag and move on in a very practical and stoic and logical way. The King of Swords suggests actually that you may need to cut something out as well. He's a bit judgmental. The King of Swords, that sort of energy is about it's wise, it's disciplined, logical, and it's slightly it's discerning. So that means it sort of judges. It's got an element of judgment about it. It's sort of about deciding that you're better than this and drawing a line, moving on in a very logical, pragmatic way, because you're moving towards, a new bond, a new joining up. Here you've got the Two of Cups with Temperance, that sense of hope and joy and peace, that calmness, leaving that aggravation behind. So it's almost like, you use this time of introspection wisely, logically, to make practical steps towards building something new for yourself. And this is where the serendipity and the talisman cards come in. It's almost like right at the end, you've presented with a new potential here for a new connection. This is one that has the potential to become abundant, to be long-standing and rewarding, reciprocal love. And that sense that, it's a good, you'll be glad in the end that whatever this disappointment was happened, and that you walked away and began something new, because you're moving towards a meaningful connection, a connection that has the potential to be full of growth, reciprocal love, and long-lasting, and have a solid foundation. And it's sort of, with the angel here, it's kind of like blessed. The Temperance card sort of shows that regaining that sense of balance and that feeling of peace and tranquility after a time of turbulence, a time of turmoil. And, finding that once again you're able to love. So even if you feel now you've given up on love, you're going to come around again and find that you're glad that whatever that disappointment was has happened, because it's steered you onto a new path in which you can potentially find a meaningful connection. And this is about both these cards together is about balance, about the alchemy, the chemistry of two opposites meeting and blending to make something unexpectedly delightful. And so you have here, I'd put these cards right at the end. Bright new prospects are on the horizon, so don't give up on yourself, don't give up on love. And, you're destined to succeed. So that's potentially positive. So it's happiness after a turbulent or painful ending to something, a painful sense of being betrayed. And that may have pulled you towards giving up on people, giving up on life, shutting yourself away. But if you can use that time productively, focusing on what you do want and then acting upon it in a decisive and logical, clear-minded way, you'll be able to find yourself serendipitously faced with a new potential, a new connection here that has wonderful chemistry. So there you have it, Capricorn. I hope you enjoyed your reading and that it resonates with you. And if so, please remember to hit the like, share and subscribe buttons. And thank you for watching, and God bless you. Till we meet.